Sylvester Stallone's mob boss turned cowboy, Dwight the General Manfredi, has unfinished business in the Sooner State, restaking his claim as the Tulsa King in the Paramount Plus series' second season. It's Billy Dukes, and we're going to give you a refresher on everything you need to know before saddling up for the second season of Tulsa King.
Yeah, just to watch it burn.
And he's back. Was there any doubt?
You seen all the hell I seen, it make your stomach turn.
We're building something that's eventually gonna allow us to go legit.
Season 1 introduced us to Dwight Manfredi, released from prison after 25 years for a murder that was really more of a mercy killing.
I can't.
You do it?
I'm not letting you burn to this. Sorry.
Dwight arrives at the mansion of his longtime friend and colleague, Pete, the leader of the New York Mafia, and he soon learns that there's no longer a place for him in New York. He's being sent to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
You talk about compensation. I'm giving you a whole entire city.
You're giving me banishment.
You kick up $5,000 a week to start.
Sure, why not?
Dwight sees this assignment for what it is. He's being sent out to pasture. But he takes these lemons and makes lemonade, successfully delivering earnings back to Pete and the family weekly. In Tulsa, Dwight meets Tyson, Bohdi, and Mitch. It's his new crew. Tyson is his personal driver and executive assistant, but we should also remind you that Tyson's father isn't too happy about his son's new job, something that looms large as season 2 begins.
My gangster.
Let's go to the hotel. Stop with that gangster shit.
But we should also remind you that Tyson's father isn't really too happy about his son's new job, for now. We also have Bohdi, the owner of a local dispensary.
Yeah, my Dwight Knight.
Yeah, the wise guy.
And Mitch, who owns the local bar.
You spoken to Bohdi?
No, you?
Yeah, some of our biker friends snatched him up, rattled his cage a bit.
You all right?
Yeah, besides needing a new pair of underwear, I think he'll be fine.
Early on, Dwight meets ATF agent Stacy Beal. After a night of fun, Stacy goes to work and learns that the guy that she just spent the night with is none other than recently released mobster Dwight Manfredi.
At least 2 murders to his credit, both in the 90s. We are not to assume he's some toothless tiger.
He's really beginning to make a name for himself in Tulsa, but his New York past still haunts him. Back in New York, Vince, the guy who kind of took Dwight's place, runs his mouth a little bit too much, so Dwight's got to deck him.
I made my bones where you were diapers.
Well, now you're wearing diapers.
Boom. Oh, hey!
Vince's jaw is wired shut, and he wants Dwight to be punished for laying hands on a made guy. Chicky, who is Pete the mob boss's son, attempts to work out some sort of peace deal between Vince and Dwight, and that works, temporarily. Remember, Vince and Chicky are the 2 morons that got Dwight put in prison in the first place when they chained this poor guy to a radiator and started a fire. Armand, who's another member of the family, called Dwight in for help that night to stop Vince and Chicky. Dwight did everything he could to free the guy, but finally he just had to shoot him.
I can't.
You do it?
I'm not letting you burn to this. Sorry.
Once in Tulsa, Dwight actually crosses paths with Armand again, and it doesn't go real well at first. You see, Armand had fled New York and the mob many years ago to live a normal life. When he sees Dwight in Tulsa, he assumes he's there to kill him, so he tries to kill Dwight first.
So, Paul, how am I doing?
Excellent. It's obvious that you're an experienced driver. Some of these kids...
Down!
Oh God! Oh God! Oh God!
Stay down!
That little understanding gets sorted out, and Armand ends up joining Dwight's Tulsa crime family, and he assists in fighting a biker gang led by Keelan Waltrip, who's not really pleased that Dwight and his crew are doing business on his territory.
If you, sir, had come to me like a gentleman, hat in hand, asked my permission, offered me a taste, none of these unpleasantries would have unfolded now, would they?
Let's back up just a second. When Dwight was in prison, he told his now ex-wife to stop bringing his daughter Tina to see him because he could see how hard it was on her and really on him. All these years later, Dwight is trying to rekindle that relationship, but Tina wants nothing to do with him. So when Dwight travels back to New York for his brother's funeral, he once again tries to patch things up with his daughter. During a conversation with Tina at her flower shop, he learns that one of his own guys, Nico, who was supposed to be looking after his family while he was away, had really been taking advantage of his daughter Tina. She was really young then, and upon learning this, Dwight finds and murders Nico in brutal fashion right in front of Chicky and Vince. This creates an even bigger divide between Dwight and the New York family, but Pete defends Dwight because he's really ashamed of what Nico did right under his nose. Chicky, who's craving power to lead the family, ends up drowning his father in a bathtub and takes his father's place as the new boss of the family. With Pete out of the picture, Chicky decides it's time to take Dwight off the board, so he makes his way to Tulsa under the facade of breaking bread and making peace.
Dwight, I get it. I'm calling because I want to move past all that. We have to for the sake of our future.
Okay, I'm listening.
Of course, as all this is happening, Dwight is knee-deep in his war with Waltrip and the biker gang. One night outside of Dwight's hotel, Stacy and Dwight are attacked by Waltrip and another biker, and Stacy is shot. Dwight visits her in the hospital and gives her a flash drive with $1 million of Waltrip's money that Bohdi was able to steal via hacking. This is gonna come back to bite him. Meanwhile, Chicky, Vince, and Goody arrive in Tulsa, but Dwight tells them to pack up and head back home and never come back. All of them do except for Goody, who Dwight asks to stay and become part of his crew. Chicky and Vince do stand down, but we can assume that they're preparing to enact their revenge, and they will eventually come for Dwight. We could see a war between the New York and Tulsa mobs. But at least Dwight doesn't have to worry about Waltrip anymore because, well,
Do you still think I overplayed my hand?
at the very end of the season, we get a 3-month time skip. Tina has come to Tulsa, and Dwight is finally getting to spend time with his grandchildren. We even see him riding a horse. We also get a little tease that Dwight and the owner of the horse farm, Margaret, are getting a little more serious in their relationship. Dwight and Mitch's transition of the bar to a bar and casino is now complete, and the gang's really celebrating their victory and good fortune, but it's all cut short when Stacy and the police arrive to arrest Dwight.
Sorry.
Stacy's relationship with Dwight was gonna cost her her job with the ATF unless she gave up Manfredi.
Dwight Manfredi, you're under arrest.
For what?
This flash drive. Attempted bribery of a federal agent.
So she gave her superiors that flash drive with $1 million on it, and they used that to arrest him on charges of bribing a federal agent. Dwight is then once again taken away from his family and daughter. This next part is all spoilers, so be warned. Season 2 of Tulsa King won't show Dwight in custody for very long. He's gonna deny those accusations and be let out on a $3 million bond. Amidst a legal battle to clear his name, he'll also go toe-to-toe with another group of criminals whose feathers they've ruffled with the expansion of Dwight Manfredi's Tulsa empire. Guys, this show is Breaking Bad meets Sopranos meets Yellowstone, and we kinda love it. And we absolutely cannot wait for the saga of Dwight the General Manfredi to continue on Paramount Plus on September 15th. I'm Billy Dukes for Taste of Country. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing.